Hi, welcome. So today I'm going to talk about the changes that has been slowly making their way into the URA Master Plan. While the 2025 is not officially out yet, but we are already witnessing some of the changes that has already been made in the written amendments. Now, you can always find this information on the URA website, which is like what I like about our Singapore government is that their information is always very transparent. So without further ado, let me share with you some of these changes that have been noticed, and I'm so happy to share with you more information about this and what are the things that you need to take note and why is this important to you. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. I think that it should be all good. First off, I show a disclaimer first. Whatever I'm showing over here, it's for reference. I do it with my best knowledge. So please always do your due diligence before any financial investment. Okay, now, the first plot of land, right, that I've seen over here will be the Lyndenwoods. Now, this area, right, has always been known to be a science park area, has been a dark blue zoning commercial area. Lyndenwoods has already been confirmed. Likely, they're going to be launching in late June. Of course, if anyone of you who are interested can always feel free to PM me. More than happy to share with you my thoughts and opinions on this on a separate note. Now, what's interesting to note that this piece of land, right, as I mentioned, is on a dark blue color zoning, which is a commercial zoning. So all along this piece of land, we know that it's under the capital land. And with the recent revamp of this plot of land to a residential plot, what it also means that if you look at the opposite plot of land, right, you can see that there is also some plot of land that is subject to detailed planning, which means to say that if the master developer, Capital Land, does decide to do another application to a change of use for residential plot, there may be more residential plots coming up than we originally thought so. So if I zoom out even further, even across the highway AYE, you can see where this media circle is. The whole area opposite of the AYE, right, is also zoned under dark blue zoning. Right, you can see there's a lot of plots of land, right, that is actually subject to detailed planning. So I will personally feel that um, nowadays, I think if you have to be 100% sure, you will have to wait for the actual building to be built up. Then you can say that, okay, this is for sure gonna be for what usage. But as of now, if I zoom out further, you can see that surrounding plot of Lyndenwoods, right? It's all dark blue zoning subject to detailed planning, which means to say, who knows in the future if we do see that there is a stronger demand for residential plots of land around here compared to business usage, we may see more housings coming up in this vicinity. So Lyndenwoods is over here. I hopefully can see my mouse over here that I'm circling over here. So it has already been changed to residential use since 2024. Okay. Next up will be the change of gross plot ratio. This plot of land is at Telok Blangah. This is actually part of the previous Keppel golf course. The plot ratio has been increased to 4.3, which means to say that more housing units is going to be sitting on this piece of land, because the previous plot, if you look at it, right, is this plot over here, this 3.5%, the 3.5 gross plot ratio, right? So it has been increase in terms of the land usage, so it's more intense now. I would say that if you look at the surrounding plots, right, some of the further down, a lot of the previous plot is actually belonging to Keppel. Long time ago, it's actually being used as a shipyard or ship harbor area. So after the shipping activity has stopped, right, then all these pieces of land like your reflections at Keppel, Caribbean, Reef at King's Dock, all this has been put under residential zoning, which you can see there's a lot of low-rise residential units over at the end. So as mentioned from the newspaper website, government wants to build approximately about 10,000 units, housing units over here. I would say that they will try to balance a mix, because it was being mentioned that there will be some public housing that will be built over here as well. So I would say that if you look at this map, right, the bigger plot probably will be a bigger public housing estates that's going to be built up, which is actually a good thing to me, because you will have amenities like your food court, supermarket, that kind of thing. If let's say it's just 100% private condo, then it's just more of the condo side. There won't be any improved any improvement in terms of the livability nearby. So this plot of land, gross plot ratio, the changes we have seen over here has been increased from 3.5 to 4.2%. It's 4.2, yeah. Next up is actually 3 plots of land. I think these are all belonging to the Tengah side. There are some minute changes in terms of what's happening in the Tengah overall zoning. But I would say that with all these changes coming up, right, we will see more definite plans and thought process behind the government. What are they actually trying to zone this area to do up in terms of their landscaping and zoning, right? So this is the latest one. You can see that the bottom right, this piece of zoning has been zoned to residential, whereas this red outline, the gross plot ratio has changed to 3.0. And then there's a place of worship over here, and there's a green space, likely is a park area. So we look at it, the previous URA Master Plan, right? You can see that this piece of area was actually there's a place of worship, hospital usage, medical usage. Then this is actually I forgot what this is already, and then this is a utility. So now you can see that this whole entire piece of land, right, has been zoned up to be a very big piece of residential plot, and the previously 2.8 gross plot ratio, right, has been changed to 3.0. So I say that likely this piece of land may be a big piece of residential plot with a pocket of a park space and a place of worship over here. So my take is that likely this is a HDB site, right? So just some changes in terms of what's happening. Now, this piece of land, right, is at the cross junction of Brickland Road and Bukit Batok Road. For residents who are staying over here, right, they will be familiar that Bukit Batok Road, this road, right, is rather heavy traffic most of the time. And Brickland Road is a newly open road, not that new anymore, but it's quite new in terms of like the usage. Because there is more and more residentials that's coming up in the Choa Chu Kang and Bukit Batok as well as Tengah. So some of these road has been opened up to ease up and improve the connectivity. So as you can see over here, previously this is how it looks like. If you have known the latest news, right, there would be an infill MRT station called the Brickland MRT station that's coming up in 2032. I think the actual placement will be somewhere around here or around here. I'm not too sure as well, but likely it will be near to residential plot. As you can see, this is previously zoned under a light blue color, which is a mixed use. That means got commercial and residential. So something like what do you call something like a mixed development, whereby you have retail space on the bottom and the residential space on the top. However, this whole piece of land, as you look at it now, right, the entire plot has been rezone. You can see that first thing, the gross plot ratio has been increased as well to 3.0. And then over here, originally the place of worship is at this corner lot, right? It's been shifted over here. And you can see over at this part, right, it has been changed to a pure residential plot. So my take is that likely, I'm not too sure, this plot maybe will be a condo or EC, who knows? And then these two plots will still remain as a light blue color zoning with an improvement in their gross plot zoning, gross plot ratio. So it's really up to us to see what's going to happen next in the future. Hopefully, there's going to be more exciting news happening in this area. Tengah is slowly developing up, and there will be more and more exciting news to look forward to. Right? Next up is what I call the onion. It's a bit like an onion shape. This one is also within Tengah. There are some changes in terms of the boundary land. This is actually the bottom part of this area, further down, but I cut it into different pieces so that you can understand. So this side, right, same thing previously, I think they were trying to reserve the centerpiece, right, to make some changes and whatnot. But so far, let me see. This one I haven't really looked at it. So far, I think there's some minute changes in terms of the boundary land. I think some of them, they have actually changed it to make it, let me see. Oh, there's a new red color zoning over here on the left-hand side compared to the previous zoning. Right. Other than that, I think this boundary, oh yeah, the boundary land, you can see over here, right? It's all changed to the green space as well. So I think this is the changes that has been made over for this plot of land over at Tengah, right? Next, will be this plot of land near Pasir Ris area. Yeah, if you know this area well, Cross Island Line will be coming up over near this area. So this is actually opposite View 8. Previously, this is actually a reserve land. Yellow color is a reserve land zoning. Now that is already been confirmed, it will be a residential zone. Likely, this plot of land will be a condo, judging from the land size and the gross plot ratio. So maybe even the EC, we're not too sure. But confirm will be a residential plot, right? It's been recently changed already. Okay. Now, this is something that is very, very exciting because this is the biggest change that I've seen in recent years, right? This whole plot of land, right, is actually a very huge piece of land right near Caldecott MRT station, which is part of the Thomson East Coast Line. If people who are staying in Toa Payoh, you will know this area well. There's a lot of new BTO that has been built over the past years. Previously, it was a big piece of land zoned under pure residential. So right now, it has been zoned to a light pink color. Light pink color meaning to say there will be commercial in the ground level. High chance likely this will be under the HDB purview, whereby it's something like a town center because of the location, right? It's just right next to Caldecott MRT station. So I would say that this whole plot of land, right, it's gonna be very, very similar to the current HDB hub. I would suppose it to be that way, whereby you have the first story as a commercial, first story as a commercial use, retail use, and then directly upstairs will be entirely residential. So maybe it will be something similar to what we see in the Clementi MRT station. There's one plot of a HDB block that has been designed in that banner as well. But for this plot of land, right, is rather huge. So I'm also very excited to know what will be the upcoming announcement to be like, right? So we are all waiting for more news coming up from the government side, right? Next piece of land, for those people who are familiar with Treasure at Tampines, opposite this piece of land, right? Currently, they are already doing some flattening of the land. I think they are trying to make the land suitable to do building soon. You can see that at the corner lot, right? There's a H. H means for health lah. So there is a healthcare zoning on the corner lot over here. Likely, it may be like a polyclinic or it may be a elder care center, right? So this is a zone for H, right? And then over here, this piece of triangular, I don't know what shape is this. This is zone under residential. Likely this will be a HDB plot lah, the way I see it, because I think I don't think this piece of land government would try to sell it to do private housing. But who knows? We all know it's only that it's going to be residential zone. So previously you can see over here is reserve, is yellow color zone under reserve. If you've been to around the area, just beside it, the Tampines Changkat Community CC Community Club has recently just opened. There are some new shops that's happening around here. So this is the plot of land that is directly opposite of Treasure at Tampines, right? Next up, this piece of land, it's very, very near Telok Ayer Street, Telok Ayer MRT as well, if not wrong. This piece of land, right, originally over here is all zoned under commercial. As you can see, there's this piece of land that's being carved out, right? This used to be the market center. I can't remember what's the exact name really, but there used to be a market center over here. So you can see that this is the previous URA site zoning. It has changed from dark blue to light pink. Light pink meaning to say you can see the legend over here that has been written up. Residential with commercial at first story zone. So they'll be very happy to know that there will be new plot of land coming up. I'm also very excited to know how much this piece of land will be selling at eventually and how the developer is going to price this at, because this is really a very, very prime plot of land, right? Moving on, this is over at Dover Road near Buona Vista, North Buona Vista Road near to the Ayer Rajah Expressway. This is a change to a 4.2 gross plot ratio with a pink color zoning as well. This is a residential plot, right? Previously, as you can see, this is actually under a white site. Similarly, very similar to the situation over at Lyndenwoods, right? You can see that this plot of land has been rezoned from white color zoning to pink color with a 4.2 gross plot ratio. So I will say that this is also something very exciting to take note about, because we have seen that in District 5, One North area, there are more and more residential plots that's coming up into the area, which I think the government trying to make the area more multi-dimensional instead of just 100% pure working, right? They are trying to include more living elements. So they're trying to make every area work, live, play friendly, right? So that this is something that we can look out for in the future as well. Over here, this is near Muhammad Sultan Road. This is actually a reserve land as well previously. I'm not very familiar with this plot of land, so for those people who have some news or some insights on this, please feel free to comment on this video. I'll be more than happy to share more insights with each other. Right now, you can see that same thing, this two plots of land, right? One plot, right, this zone under green color, which is most likely for park usage, park zone. So they will retain it as a park or like a playground of sort. This square piece of land, this will be light pink in color, gross plot ratio at 2.8, which is rather low, I would say. So it will be not so high intensive usage with commercial zoning, with commercial use on the level 1, and upstairs will be residential use. So this piece of land is also rather prime. Looking forward to see what's going to be happening in this plot of land as well in the future. Coming up, this will be in Woodlands, right? This one has been changed to residential zone, this plot of land. For people who are familiar with North Grand, for people who are familiar with the EC in Woodlands, this will be something that will be interesting to note that previously, here's my image. I think over here. Yeah, previously it has been zoned as a yellow color reserve plot of land. This is right beside the Woodlands Health Campus, right? And it's been changed from yellow color reserve plot to residential zoning over here as well, right? This is just for you to take note. Okay. The last piece of land that we are looking at will be Kallang Avenue, near Kallang area, Kallang River area. This plot of land, right, previously it's just a single piece of land, 2.8 gross plot ratio, 100% residential zoning. Right now, the gross plot ratio has been increased to 3.5. That means there's going to be more higher intensive usage. And then in the middle, right, there is this light green color. As you can see over here, right, is like an open space zone, right? I think this is going to be like a walkthrough for the pedestrian area, so that it is pedestrian friendly for people to walk around between these two estates. So this is what we are seeing happening over here for a big plot of land in Upper Boon Keng. This piece also likely going to be a HDB. Looking at the government direction, this piece of land in Kallang area likely is going to be HDB in my opinion. And of course, this piece of article, if you have missed it, there will be a lot more interesting insights that you can look at. This article was published back in 9 of May. They are talking about the rezoning, and as I'm covering today, and they are talking about some of the expert opinions about what's going to be happening in some of the plots of land that I have covered earlier on. Once again, all these sites that we have covered today, right, is only meant for exchange, meant for understanding. It's not a guaranteed thing that is what's going to be happening in the future. Once again, all these plot of land, right, if they are put up for sale by government or being announced by government, if you are looking at the private condo, right, from the date of announcement to the date whereby it finally launched, right, usually there will be a gap of 1 year to 1.5 years thereabout. So don't get too excited if you see all these plot of land that you think that, hey, I want to buy and stay there almost immediately. It will take some time, but all these plots of land will give us some glimpse in terms of the future, what's coming up in the vicinity. So if you yourself are owner staying nearby, or if you're a buyer potentially looking at some of the projects nearby, you can always take this as a reference in terms of what's going to be happening in the future supply in this area as well. So as always, I hope you enjoy this video. If you like what we have shared so far. And if you have any thoughts about the URA written amendments, please feel free to drop your comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.